Hello and welcome back to Eagle Rising. We're going to be starting off with a tournament here as it is currently peacetime in the game. Now, do bear in mind that I will probably be attempting to make war myself, and that might not go well, but, well, if our allies do not want to declare it, then we will make it our mission to do exactly that, and to force the issue, shall we say. Anyway, here we go. Let's do this. There are two nobles here as well, by the way. Oh, it seems like I'm starting off with a shield. Okay, that's actually perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with... Yes, as you can quite clearly tell. I do not have a problem with that one bit. And boom. Yeah, these guys literally came in here with I don't even know what kind of gear, but it seems to me like they were so lightly armored, it was a... well... relative no-brainer, to be honest. Yes, indeed. Okay, that was much easier than anticipated. Okay, here we go. Oh, I've got some thrown weapons. Ooh, now this could be kind of fun. Alright, I'm just going to literally go behind this guy. Oh, never mind. Okay, apparently he knows that I'm behind him because he's AI. That's also fantastic. Ugh. Oh, well. My plan has been scuppered. Very disappointing indeed. Oh, well, never mind. Okay. So anyway, yes, the Northern Empire, or should we say the Northern Imperium, has now made peace with us, as you, well, could probably tell from my previous sentence. But yes, what we are going to attempt to do is we're going to take a look at the Western Imperium and their strength, and then we'll see whether it makes sense for us to dedicate any kind of resource to fighting them, because I don't really want to go and fight a faction that is either on its way out already, you know. I don't really care too much about someone that is basically on their last legs. There's not really any point in finishing them off. And if they are too strong, then obviously that's also going to be a bit of a problem. Okay, that was way too high up. Oh, yeah, I don't even know why I bother sometimes, to be honest. Sometimes I'm just so incredibly bad with these thrown weapons, it's just not even funny. Hey, there we... wait. There we go. Nice. Good damage. Unfortunately, not all of it was good. There we go. Whew. Okay, I was actually a little bit worried there for a second when his attacks started getting through my defenses, but okay, there you go. I also was awarded Romans didn't wear braces 1. Yes, I know. Okay, so this is actually a Western Imperium town, which we're currently at. So I felt like, hey, you know what? Let's do a tournament here, and then we'll take a look at their combat strength. Okay, so from what I can tell, their combat strength is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but I would definitely say it's on the stronger side. And if we take a look at some of the others here, you can see the Northern Imperium, they have 5,000. Obviously, we did battle with them just now. I'm actually kind of surprised they still have 5,000, but it's primarily because of all the clans that they still have under their control. They may even have employed a couple of mercenary bands or something like that to sort of assist them a little bit here and there. Anyway, the Sarkar, who are, I believe, the replacements for the Khuzait, they are not doing well at all. They have 4,300. Britannia, same thing, sort of 4,100, hovering around there. The Azariah are not doing well either. And then we have the Sturgians, who have been pretty much out of the running most of the time, but they still have 4,600. And then obviously you have the Dryatics, who are replacing the Vlandians. And speaking of the Vlandians, it would probably be a really good idea for me to go over to one of their towns and pick up a bound crossbow. And what do we have here but a bound crossbow? Yes, it was just a moment for you, but it was an eternity for me as I was traveling across many stretches of land that took me about 30 seconds. Anyway, there we go. That was pretty easy, and we are now going to be equipping that. This is an absolutely amazing crossbow, as you can quite clearly tell. 100 piercing damage, 100 accuracy, 63 speed, and 97 missile speed. You can see here that across the board, in terms of statistics, it is better in every single way than our previous one. So very pleased with that. It's going to cost me a pretty penny indeed. 26,000 gold. And we have a bit of a situation down below here. Habyar has rebelled. Now, as far as I'm aware, I don't think we owned this. Was it me that had the had the ownership of this particular town? I actually can't remember, to be honest. I actually can't remember because it has been such a long time since we've frequented the Azerai territories. We've just been dealing so much with everything else, Amprila, Hussan Fulk, and so on and so forth, already being under our control. Kind of makes me a little bit confused about whether we were the ones to take control of Habyar or whether I allowed that to go to someone else. And if I did allow it to go to someone else, then I don't really need to worry about it in the least, and we can basically just relax and have a gander at someone else. So, as you can see here, the Western Imperium has no support from our allies to declare war against them, so it is highly unlikely we're going to be doing anything against them at the moment. However, Sturgia, which is a bit weird, I don't know why we would go to war against Sturgia, is the only one with a significant amount of support from our allies. So it seems to me like we will indeed be fighting the Sturgians, which is a little strange, I have to say. Wait a minute, do the Azerai have a good deal of support? No, they have 0 support as well. Okay, so the first thing that I would very much like to do, actually, is I would like to take a look, and we are going to have a little bit of a peruse of the various friends that we've so far made in the game. And I don't know whether we've made any friends outside the Southern Imperium. It doesn't seem as though that is the case. No, that is actually very sad. Yes, indeed. That is very, very sad. Okay, well, yeah, you know what that means. No persuasion attempts for me, because I was actually going to attempt to persuade a couple of people to join us and to potentially make the Southern Imperium just that much stronger. But unfortunately, that will not happen today. Oh, now, this is a very expensive level up. Look at this. 6,000. We are leveling up 101 troops as well. Super nice to see that, to be honest, but still very expensive. And we only have 4 days worth of food. So before we declare any kind of war, I should really head in here, try to purchase a couple of horses. Ugh, yeah. Have fun purchasing a huge amount of horses at Ebocrotia, that's for sure. They really do not have a great deal. And otherwise, we are just going to be getting a whole bunch of butter, meat, grapes, fish, grains, and cheese, as well as some olives and beer and date fruit. And there we have it. Alright, that's going to give us some good steward skill. If I actually, yeah, I have nothing in steward skill, and we only have a ×4 bonus at the moment, so it's really not going to make any difference whatsoever. But it's all good, you know, it's all good. Alright, so let's declare war against Sturgia right here. I'm going to just spend 60 influence, doesn't really matter. And they have 7 towns and 10 castles. I can only assume that we have a good deal of support for the war here, because they have a lot of territory. That's really the only thing I can kind of think of at the moment. We have also advanced 125 in Steward, and I will be taking Giving Hands, because this basically allows you to donate weapons to troops for increased experience. Personally, I don't really care about the other one, because while the tax income is good, it does require you to be a governor. That is obviously not really going to be applicable to me at the moment. So anyway, we're going to go into Omor straight away, literally. I'm just going to try and take Omor very, very fast. I'm not going to build anything. We're going to try a little bit of a blitz strategy here. I don't know whether it's going to work. And if it doesn't work, then I will be in a very, very disappointed situation indeed. Very, very disappointing situation. Anyway, let's move in. And it will give me an opportunity to try out my new bound crossbow, which I'm very, very pleased that we were able to find in the first town that I stopped by in Dryatic territory, aka the Vlandians, of course. Alright, let's do this. Alright, I'm gonna have to get off my mount, I think. We thankfully do not have any battering rams or anything like that. Why are these guys literally doing this? Why are they doing the shield wall thing? Ugh, that's always annoying, isn't it? Okay, I don't actually have a shield myself, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of strafing right here, just until we get to the walls. And now maybe I'm gonna be able to get inside, or I'm gonna have to shoot a couple of people. There we go, shoot that guy. He didn't die? Are you serious? I have 309 in crossbow proficiency. Crossbow, I said, yes, once again. Oh, that guy fell down. Okay, yeah, we might have some issues here. We might have some issues. Not entirely sure if we're even going to be able to achieve anything meaningful here. Oh dear. Gonna have to jump out. I can only be thankful for strong legs right now, to be honest. Strong legs really makes all the difference. It really does. Okay, let me see if I can maybe get up the other ladder then. Maybe going up the other ladder is going to make a bit of a difference. Wow, there are so many enemies up here. I'm just holding overheads. I'm just holding overhead. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Just holding overhead, trying to get by. And it seems like I have managed to do that very, very narrowly. Oh, I really need to get down there. I really need to get down there, or I just need to kill as many archers as I can get my hands on. This is very, very bloody and very brutal, and I don't know whether we're even going to be able to do anything. This is... this is kind of like a lost cause at this point, to be honest. Yeah, I really don't know. Maybe we'll be able to survive against all odds. Wait a minute, I wasn't even looking at the kill feed this entire time. I've literally just been super, super tense and thinking to myself, okay, how am I supposed to win this, you know? Because I felt like there were enemies all around me, and I was just surrounded on all sides, and I had nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and indeed, I had to fight a number of different engagements, which, in my opinion, were not exactly great and did not have me on the overwhelming side of any kind of advantage, but apparently we were able to push them back, amazingly enough. Oh yeah, that actually gives me a small reminder. Someone actually asked, and I'm very, very pleased that there are still people that are learning things about the game. Myself included, obviously, but what I'm saying is it's always nice to see new questions, you know what I mean? It's always nice to see that because it provides a refreshment and basically says, hi, you know, I'm just getting into this and it's really great and I really love that. Anyway, the question was basically, why does the bar at the top of the screen start off with the defenders having so few units and the combat strength being, shall we say, displayed in such a way, in such a different way? Because you'd think if the defenders outnumber us, they would have a much larger bar, right? Well, that's the thing. The way that it works in Bannerlord is that when you first go in, the offense usually deploys as many troops as they can, dependent on, I believe, their tactics skill. I'm not sure if I'm correct about that, so don't quote me on it, but generally the offense is going to deploy a lot more units initially onto the siege map, and the defense is going to have fewer units to begin with. And then as time goes on, the defense and the way that the deployment works is that enemy units are going to start spawning in sporadically, and they're going to start trickling in reinforcements again and again and again as they lose units in the fight. And that's generally how it works. So that's the reason why the bar for the opponent is so much shorter, or generally, you know, will be considered quite a bit shorter than you would normally expect because of that. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Otherwise, what we're going to do now is I'm just going to take a whole bunch of these, and oh, actually, no, I will not be taking a whole bunch of these because apparently that reduces my experience already. I'm actually not sure what I should do. You know what? I'm actually just going to take all the loot. I think taking all the loot at this point is just a given. I think I just need to do that. I will not be claiming the fief because it is way too far away from anything else for me to be able to really reinforce it. But I will be selling every single thing that I can. I also need to get some smithing skill done. Yes, I need to get some smithing skill done. So what I will do is I will buy a couple of horses here and there. And we are going to go into the smithy in just a second. Did I level up, by the way? We did not. Somewhat unfortunate. Do I have some hardwood? I do not. Okay, well, that is unfortunate, isn't it? Okay, so do they have any hardwood here? They do not. Okay. Well, that has completely put a spanner in the works, hasn't it? Yes, I was actually thinking that we might get a bit lucky there, but okay, apparently not. Anyway, Omor has now been taken, but unfortunately, I have a very long distance to go to retrieve any reinforcements at all. So, generally what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to head back to Southern Imperium territory. Actually, I may not even need to go there, because the Northern Imperium and the Southern Imperium generally tend to use relatively similar units, if not the same. So I'm very much hoping that I might be able to make use of that. So I'm going to go to nearby villages and nearby towns, and I'm going to just allow Omor to get taken back if it does get taken back, which it probably will be because I'm not placing any units in the garrison there or anything like that, because, let's face it, I will not be able to defend against anything that has 700 or so units in. That's just basically impossible, because I would need to have a full strength army. I'd need to have at least 200 units on their feet, and unfortunately I ended up losing a massive amount in the siege itself. As I said to you, I really was very, very dubious about it. I thought to myself, no, we're not going to be able to achieve victory here. But I was actually willing to try. I was willing to fight until the death, because, well, that's where the fun happens, you know? That's where the fun happens, and hopefully that's also relatively entertaining for you too, because I personally find it a lot of fun to fight against the odds, and generally that was definitely fighting against the odds in more ways than one. So I'm pretty pleased with our performance there, and the cool thing about it is that even if Omor gets taken, which I think it probably will be, if it already hasn't, if it hasn't already, should we say, then yeah, I will be able to take it back pretty fast. And I'm actually going to call for an army as well, by the way. I know I should have done this before, but I was generally just kind of gauging how much strength my army had at the time, and it seems like we are able to solo siege most of the time. I think we can probably take a town, maybe a castle as well, with the same army size, without having to reinforce, because I think I might have been able to take a town straight afterwards if we hadn't suffered so many actual casualties, and I might have been able to just push onward, even with a couple of casualties still wounded and things like that. So yeah, anyway, we have 237 now. I think I'm probably going to continue onward just a little bit, and we are going to hopefully be looking for a village as well that has a supply of hardwood. So send me your brainwaves, you know, send me your psychic brainwaves through the interwebs, and I will hopefully be able to pick it up. And if you see a hardwood village, then be sure to let me know through those brainwaves. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, otherwise, let's go through here. Saniopa was actually under siege, what? Yeah, Saniopa was apparently under siege. Oh, and I'm going into the village. Oh, what an imbecile I am. Okay, yes, let's not do that, thank you. Alright, there we go. We now have 254. My combat strength is pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's amazing. I think it could be better. I will not be able to get by this guy, so I'm going to just go this way. I wonder whether he's going to pursue us. He is defending Vladiv Castle at the moment. That's a bit of a That's a bit weird. I'm not sure where Vladiv Castle even is, to be fair. So that's a bit strange. Okay, well, whatever the case. Oh no! Okay, yeah, the Aserai are now declaring war on us as well. That is to be expected, of course, because the Aserai did lose a number of towns to us in a previous war, and of course they are going to want to try and take those back. That is to be expected, but, well, what we are going to do now is we're going to call for an army. We're going to see if I can make an army. No. Okay, I will not be able to make an army. I can force an army to disband, by the way. So if I do want to do that, then it could be possible. For example, I could get these guys to join me, so I could force them to disband. And then I might be able to do that. I don't know where is this? Oh, it's all the way down here. Wow, they're way too far away for me to be able to force them into a disband. In my opinion, it's just going to result in wasted time, wasted travel time for them, and it's just going to be one of those real big messes that we really do not want to get ourselves into. So I suppose what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the Hardwood Village. Thank you for the brainwaves for reminding me. And we are also going to then head on to Amatatis. I think that's the closest town to us, or Lycaron. Lycaron's pretty close too. There's 45, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to go to Lycaron, I think that's a little bit closer. And we are pretty happy with what we were able to do here. So what I'm also going to plan on doing is I'm going to try and see if I can make a Gladius myself. I'm actually not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to do it. And there's Dranga and there's Zandina. I will be taking them both. And then what we'll do is go into the smithy straight away. Alright, so here we go. Let's refine a couple of things. We're going to be gaining a massive amount of smithing skill initially. And then we can, well, as you can see, we can smelt a huge amount of different stuff. Actually, I'm going to just check real quick that there isn't anything. I mean, I highly doubt I'm going to be able to make anything better than this, by the way. I am literally just testing things out, just, you know, experimenting a little bit and see whether maybe, just maybe, we might be able to do something with it. Anyway, let's smelt a bunch. Yes, smelt a bunch of this. Thank you very much. Yeah, okay, well, that was it. Yeah, we're going to need to do more of that. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to try and see if whether we can just continue smelting things that give us a huge amount of hardwood, because otherwise I'm going to run out of it very quickly. Let's do that. I need 3. There we go. Another 3 right there. And loads of wooden hammers. Okay, yeah. Loads of wooden hammers. And we're going to do that. Where are they? Where are the wooden hammers? There they are. Okay, fantastic amount of those. And then we can just continue pressing on everything else. Oh, actually, you know what? I am doing this the wrong way. We should really do efficient charcoal maker. That's so much better. And then we'll do steel maker as well. Generally, those are the best perks to go for if you want to just create a huge amount of various resources and things. It really does make a big difference. And there we have it. Now we can make 3 charcoal out of 2 hardwood rather than just 1, and that is going to make a massive difference. Okay, so I'm just basically going to unlock a bunch of new parts here, and then we're going to be moving on back into Sturgian territory. There we go. I'm going to obviously be leveling up smithing in my off-screen time a little bit as well. I just don't want to spend a huge amount of time in this episode standing at the smithy and not really being able to create anything just yet. So bear with me on that. I will get it a little bit higher leveled up if I can actually get a focus point in it, because obviously a focus point is really going to help it to be boosted up as fast as we possibly can get it. Alright, so we're back at Omor once again, and we're going to just blitz this super fast. I mean, really, there is basically no garrison here, so it really shouldn't take us that long at all. And once we have taken this, I'm actually going to be heading on to the nearby castles as well. I am going to aim to take at least 2. What is that sound, by the way? Do you hear that? I'm not pressing any buttons, by the way. That is really weird. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. Okay, maybe it's a bug of some kind. I've never heard that before in my life. Oh well, never mind. Okay. So yes, anyway, as I said, I am going to attempt to take 2 castles after this, and I will very much hope that we can accomplish that. Oh, nice headshot. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, don't get shot now, Borgar. I mean, Borgarius, yes, Borgarius Bertildius. I should really, I should really rename him, to be honest. I know a lot of you actually said that that seemed like a pretty nice thematic name, and I just haven't done it yet. I just haven't done it. I actually intended to do it, but it keeps slipping my mind. So I will be doing that as soon as possible. Can this guy literally just die? Thank you. Very nice. Okay, I'm just going to help my units this time around. So basically, I'm just going to fight with them and just try and clear out the enemy forces from this area. Because if we can do that, it's dramatically going to increase our chances of success and our chances of reducing the amount of casualties we take. I know it may not seem like it at the moment because generally there are so many enemy units here and they are just absolutely, well, I mean, they were crowding this area out so dramatically, but thankfully they have been pushed back so much right now that it really doesn't make any difference. Can I kick these guys off, by the way? Yeah, come on, get him. I've got strong legs. Get him. Kick him. Oh, come on. Come on. Yes. I got him. Yes. I kicked one off. Fantastic. I like it. I'm actually not entirely sure if he even... No, he didn't die. Okay, well that's... that's kind of disappointing, to be honest, but oh well, never mind. I was actually very much hoping to get the... the good old Leonidas kick going on there. That would have been pretty fun. Oh well, never mind, never mind. That's actually something that I feel might be really cool to get in a mod or something like that. I'm actually not entirely sure if there is a mod that does that increases the kicking power. But I feel like it definitely needs... I don't know. I feel like the kicking is just way too passive and it feels way too weak. Especially when you have strong legs, the perk, that is. Because when you get the perk, I feel like strong legs should do so much more impact damage. I'm not even talking about actual damage here because, let's face it, it's not going to do as much damage as an actual weapon. It's not going to do 132 damage, but I would like the enemy to be, I don't know, to feel as though they have taken a hit. You know what I mean? Rather than them just going like, oh, I'm just going to stumble a little bit, and that's it. I mean... Obviously, it is a game, so, generally, I'd like a little bit of feedback in that area, but I don't know, maybe I'm just being a little bit too picky there or something. I don't know. But I think that would be really fun. That's basically my main motivation for most things, especially when it comes to games. I like to have fun, and obviously, if a game has a feature that I think could be improved in some way or changed to better improve the fun, then I would very much like to see that, But obviously that's just my own personal preference. You may not agree, and that is absolutely fine. Anyway, there we go. We actually took very few casualties this time around, which is super nice. And I'm going to be taking a bunch of prisoners because, of course, we're going to be selling them. And we are going to be moving on straight away. I'm not going to be claiming this at all. We're going to sell all the prisoners, and we're going to sell all the loot. There we go. Sell all those. Thank you very much. Another 10,000. I've got to make sure to maintain my war fund as well, because I don't know whether you've noticed, but I'm actually starting to struggle a little bit in terms of funding, which is a little bit problematic. Is this guy actually going to try and besiege? No, he wasn't. I think he was thinking about it. He was certainly thinking about it, but no, he thought better of it at the last moment. So that's actually quite nice. I'm not going to vote for the owner of Omor at the moment, and I'm just going to go into Mazhadan Castle. As you can see, pretty significant garrison here, but I feel like we should still be able to take it without too many difficulties. Pharaon's army is right over there, by the way, at Tyol. And the Southern Imperium has actually taken Tyol from the Sturgians. And that is saying a huge amount, in my opinion, because Tyol is so far north that you wouldn't expect them to attack from that position. But that actually makes a great deal of sense because Amprila is right there, and it kind of just, well, is very logical. It's a very logical progression to go from Amprila all the way over to Tyol. It just makes much more sense than what I've done here. So, human stuff, right? Human decision making and all that stuff. Definitely a little bit worse than what the AI decided to do. Yes, take him out. Thank you. Can we shoot this guy? Yep, there we go. Nice. Okay, so we're going to get up here. Now, okay, wait a minute. Okay, I should be a little bit careful about what I do here. I'm going to try and eliminate as many units as I can, but obviously some of the time that is easier said than done. Whew, okay, that seems to be all she wrote, I guess, and there you go. Whew, that was a little bit stressful, as you could maybe tell from my silence, because obviously, generally, I tend to shut up when I want to play a little bit better, but there you go. All right, not bad at all. We were able to take the castle with very minimal casualties once again, and I do have a number of, well, wounded, so I am going to have to do something about that. So I'm just going to wait here for a little bit of time. I'm actually thinking, you know what, maybe I should go back to Epicrotia. I think I will literally just go back to Epicrotia at this point, because I would like to sell some of my prisoners, I'd like to sell some of my loot and everything, and generally I just want to be in a somewhat semi-safe area in comparison to being in a place that could potentially be besieged at any moment. You know, that's the kind of thing that I would like to try and prevent. Anyway, I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. We've begun our offensive against the Sturgians, and as you can see, this is the map and what it is looking like at the moment. You can see here, obviously the Aserai has also declared war against us, but we are mostly, as a faction, concentrating our efforts on the Sturgians, and I wouldn't be surprised if we could potentially, if these armies remain intact, we might even be able to literally just sweep across the entirety of the Sturgians and possibly even eliminate them without too much trouble. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.